Mile High Salute. Let me see something real quick. I hope everybody's blessed. Everybody blessed on a bit of whole time. Loki Loke. All right. We are gonna go into this real quick. See the videos. All right. Let me see. Before we get started, let's go to this one right. All right. Let's tap in with this. Salute. Put this right here. Boom. Share. I hope y'all blessed today. I just got off of work. All right, we'll do it like this. Shout out to the homies. Whew, I'm kind of tired, man. Just got back to the crib from work. Long work day, 12 hours, man. Bro, it was putting in these work days, man, all week. All week long. What's good with it, man? 12-hour days. It's been a long work week already. It's only been 2 days into it, but Mile High Salute to everybody out there. Let's see. Let me send out these notifications real quick to the homies. All right. Let me send it out real quick to a couple of my partners. So we're gonna get to some of these questions on a couple of these videos. I know a lot of people ask questions and they put request videos, and I ain't been able to get to a lot of requests to videos and comments. You know what I'm saying? Answering some of the comments, I see them, but I haven't been able to put them in a format answering the question. So tonight we definitely gonna get to it. But before I say this, man, I want to say something. I got a phone call from a couple people that I mess with, and they were asking me. They say, "You do YouTube still?" And it was kind of interesting. It was kind of odd that they asked me that, because they're like, "We haven't seen, you know what I'm saying, you come across our notifications." And I was like, yeah, I mean, I've done some lives, I've done some videos of different things, and they're like, yeah, we don't get your notification. Well, multiple people told me this, so the only explanation I could say is YouTube is kind of, you know what I'm saying, slowing down the progress of different things. So I'm gonna say like this to YouTube, man. The YouTube format, I know you guys watch and everything, I don't have no static with YouTube, man. I got love for YouTube, Y'all put me on. You guys put the foundation up, and no disrespect to YouTube. So right now, I'm gonna be the bigger man, and I apologize, YouTube, for going at you crazy. I got strikes and different things because YouTube really just can't stand me at the moment. So it is what it is. But I'm giving you know what I'm saying? I'm extending my apology to YouTube for disrespecting the platform. We're on the road to 3,000 subs. It's climbing up there, and we're almost to 3,000 subs. What a big aspect for Savage Sev from what I started from. Hey, what up, Big Robert? Hope you blessed today, man. I started from a small football channel, and I converted it to what it is now, and we're already almost to 3,000 subs. So big ups to all the riders out there. Big ups to the homies. Big ups to the real ones that has stayed down since day one. Not the haters, not the trolls, but the homies, the original homies, the original riders. I appreciate that. And the only reason why Savage Sev still has a channel is because the homies stay around. The homies still, connect. When Savage is down in the dumps, the homies say, hey, Savage, get back up. We need your voice for the Denver Metro. Big Rye. What's up, my brother? Hey, what's good with it, fam? I just got off. Man, long days, man. I just got off this work week, 12-hour day today, bro. 12-hour day yesterday, but we get to the money. Can't let this stop us. So I'm extending an apology to YouTube for going at YouTube so hard. We're almost to 3,000 subs. Shout out to all the homies pulling up. So YouTube, man. I'm sorry, YouTube, for disrespecting the platform. I won't talk about the homosexuals no more. I'm not going to go, disrespect anybody no more. So if I have beef with anybody on the YouTube platform, I've been seeing a lot of trolls come to a Savage's comment section, disrespecting Savage in the utmost disrespectful way. But I don't have no beef with any of you guys. I don't want no static with nobody. So I'm changing my ways of the YouTube streets. And I'm just going to be a square bear like YouTube needs me to be, man. I'm following the rules and regulations. So shout out to all the homies that follow the rules and regulations. So I'm shaking on it right now. YouTube. I don't have no problem with the YouTube platform. You guys, you know what I'm saying? Made me who I was with this YouTube life. Second of all, let me say this, and then I'm going to get to these comments. Bro, to the trolls that's been coming over to my channel, this is the last stuff I'm going to say. If you're a bully on social media, if you're a bully and you go around just trying to bully fools channels, calling everybody out for the heads, saying that you want the heads with everybody around the YouTube world, and then a video comes out and you get and you're supposed to be a person that has a craft of combat, right? You're supposed to be this savage that just got a craft for combat, and then a video comes out that a smaller dude kind of mixes you up, and he's triple times lighter than you are, but he actually puts hands on you. You have to retire. You can't just be going around bullying, bro. No more. You can't just go around bullying, especially if you don't live up and you're supposed to be a general of your craft. You're supposed to be actually a pro, and you get mixed up by somebody that's triple times smaller than you. I mean, a real boxer, you have to retire, bro. No more bullying, bro. You gotta just lay it down. You gotta let it go. It got to be done. Trolls bring the views, but F them. Yeah, they definitely bring the views. I'm not saying that. That's why I say trolls can be trolls. Hoes can be hoes. The foes gonna be foes. But I just don't got beef. I don't want no drama, bro. I don't want no beef. I don't want no beef from any of the trolls. You seen Tommy G video of the blood dude named China Runner made in Aurora. I lived in the A and never seen him or dudes in the video a day of my life. He could have went to the West Side. Okay, West Side. Yeah, I've seen him, bro. I don't pay attention because when you see things like that, bro, you can't really officially authenticize it. Like, it can't be authentic. Nobody's heard about it. And where he did some of the videos, originally and traditionally, that's like kind of where all the A-Town Crips was. So unless it overchanged and there's just nobody over there, that was kind of already a foundation for some gangs. It was not a blood area where he did a lot of that. I used to live over there, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But hey, I appreciate everybody tapping in, man. Road to 3,000, bro. I appreciate it again. When I get to 3,000, I'm gonna do a giveaway again, a hat of anybody's choosing. So even if you're like the Raider homie and your name's in the hat, you get called, you can pick a Raider hat. I got you. I'm gonna give away. We're gonna do a giveaway for the 3,000 sub, bro. So let's get to this, man. I wanna answer some of these comments real quick. How you guys doing on this beautiful day, though, bro? I hope everybody's blessed. I hope everybody's blessed today. Let's go. So the video I'm gonna, and I'll probably do a couple of these videos because I haven't did any requested videos lately. So I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do this video right here. Neighbor gets killed on the Lima block, and so this is the video that I have up right here. That's the same video, and we're gonna go through some of the comments. And if A and Q, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be answering questions too. If you guys have any questions, we'll go to the newest one. So right there, boom. So the first question, it comes from the homie. Let's go right here. Half Dead. The first question is from the homie Half Dead right there, right? He said, see, and this is how I know YouTube is kind of like shadow banning my channel a little bit. He said, bro, was still subscribed to your channel. Just found this one. So he's talking about my other channel I had. I know you conversated on this before, but lately I've noticed a lot of rappers coming out of North Denver pushing the XIV Norteño thing. Then I'm out in Denver 2 weeks ago by the Purina Dog Chow Factor and seen a bunch of Norteño taggings. How does that work with the NSMs? Some are Norteños, some aren't. They function with each other. So this is the thing about it is, bro, is the Dog Chow place, Purina, that's kind of by Swansea. That's not a Norteño hood at all. That's Swansea. You're going to have the Chickies over there. You're going to have a little bit of the Oldies on that outskirt. So now this is a complicated subject because the Norteños, there technically wasn't Norteños in Denver Metro, but like we always see, gangs migrate from city to city. When you go to Greeley, you might have some Norteño gangs in Greeley, the VNTs, Vadio Nortown. That's original. So now I'm talking about from my experience, no Norteños ever in the city of Denver. My whole life growing up, you didn't see Norteños at all in the city of Denver. The only gangs you've seen was Northside, original Northside gangs. The Hitman, UTAs, Northside Mafia, Northside Criminals. You had Northside OGCs, Northside Quintalomas, the Northside VGVs, the Northside Warlords, 38 Specials. That was the Northside. That had nothing to do with Norteños. Norteños was only in one city at one time, Greeley. Everywhere else, like I say, has Sureño hoods. Sureños was in every city except Denver. And yes, they didn't have a presence where they had a solid hold on a neighborhood. But you might see Sureños on Federal, South Federal, but we didn't really do California politics when it came to the Norteños and the Sureños. It was Northside Denver. Now, the new generation, and even when I went to the penitentiary, people got to understand this, bro. When I went to the penitentiary, the Norteños, the time I was over there, didn't get play in Colorado State Penitentiary. A lot of them fools dropped their flag, and a lot of them fools had to be off the yards. There was no Norteño yards at the time. So a lot of the XIV, soon as they hit the yards, they were getting pressed and they were getting took off the yards. The NSMs had a little more chance because NSMs really didn't have the presence of the Sureños to really beef with. So when they hit the yard, yes, because they're from the north, sometimes they would be in situations, but not all yards. I seen NSMs on the yards. Cool. And I seen Norteños get checked off the yards, and the NSMs really didn't have anything to do with that. They didn't have nothing to do with that. The NSMs stood on the yards. Okay. When it popped off in Buena Vista, the NSMs got rushed by the Sureños. The Norteños did not help whatsoever. When the Crips started tripping with Nutcase in CMRC, He's an NSM OG, rest in peace, nutcase. The Norteños didn't back him up. What did Nutcase do? He went and checked all the Norteños out the pod. Now there's a dude named Nutty Knox. Everybody's heard about this. They asked me to do a video. I'm not gonna, run that fool's name in the dirt like that. I know him personally, and he wasn't a Norteño his whole life. Homie used to mess with the PBGCs, Playboy Gangsta Crips, right? He started messing with Norteños, doing music, got put on Norteños, and he has ties with NSM. So a lot of the times now, the NSMs and Norteños, there's only a certain amount. They might leak it up. But a lot of NSMs, old school NSMs, don't even rock red. They rock black rags. They're not XIV whatsoever. Original NSMs are always going to say, we're not Norteños. We don't do the 14. We do the 44. Original Northside Mafia. But Nutty Knox kind of paved the way, and that's why you'll catch Northside Mafia, and it's only a few, and Norteños kicking. Now, I don't know. I don't know if their gangs are riding together, but my whole life in Denver, and I've been here 38 years, no Norteños, and I know NSMs. And a lot of times they don't even ride in the same car. Another person asked me this too, because this always brings up, they have to follow suit with the Northern Familia. No, when you hit DOC out here, if it's North and the North has the keys, ain't no Norteño gonna actually have the keys for no Northside Mafia. Northside Mafia for the North is gonna run the yard if they're on the yard. That's just the reality. That's just the truth. Now, it might have changed now, though. I haven't been to prison. It might have changed now. So, user asks right here, he asks this. Are there F-13 factor in Denver Aurora? F-13, you didn't really see Florencia in Denver. Now, I guess they have a hood now in Denver and South Denver by Brentwoods. But like I said, Sureños didn't have a presence like that. They were non-factors in Denver. Now, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, them fools do their thing. But this is the reality is Norteños and Sureños never had a presence or a stronghold of a hood. But now they might, because that's what people are saying. Now, Aurora, you would catch Sureños. And I heard that the Florencias are out there. I heard that the Florencias are kicking up dust. There's a rapper that died. He was from Florencia. So, yeah, they got a fraction out over there in Aurora. And they might have put fools on in South Denver because there's all kinds of new gangs in Denver. So, yeah, they might be out there. I'm pretty sure they are. What's up with it, man? With Norteños. So that's a question from the homie. Hey, thanks for that question, Marada. So, any new videos? This comes from the homie user right here. He says, hey, did you ever hear about the GKIs that smoked the lady and dude on 28th in California? Messed up story. So, yeah, I've heard about the story. I don't know if it was the GKIs, but what happened was somebody got robbed and they took somebody to 28th in California and they shot the fool and his wife in the alleyway on 27th in California Street in the alley and left them to die in the alleyway. That was probably in 2000. I would have to say like 2005. Yeah, that happened in 2005. So yeah, they were definitely, that was a story. The fool Vinny Ortiz, he got hammed up for that. He's the one that did it. He's in Sterling Correctional Facility right now as we speak. Yeah, and he shot that fool. So thanks for that question, the homie user. Teflon 20. That's another question right there. The homie Teflon 20. He asked, hey, dog, does Inglewood Family Bloods have a presence out there? Not Inglewood Family Bloods. Not Inglewood Family Bloods. I ain't seen no presence of Inglewood Family Bloods. The ones I see from the Blood Hoods, Park Hill Bloods, PHBs, Crenshaw Mafia, Lincoln Parks, You have a lot of West Side Bloods, you know what I'm saying? But you don't Deuce 9 original Bloods from Park Hill. You have some fools from Aurora that you know what I'm saying, that bang Bloods. You got a lot of West Side Mexican Bloods. LGBs, Crenshaw Mafia, 16 blocks, KCBs, SMBs, Do 7 Bloods, Stormin' 80s. You have Park Hill Bloods, Crenshaw Mafia, Lincoln Park, you know, but CMG is going to be probably the biggest blood hood in Denver because Crenshaw Mafia goes from Aurora, Park Hill, and all the way to the west side. 85% of the west side bangs Crenshaw Mafia. In a long time, a lot of the Crenshaw Mafias, Mexican wise, they never even tapped in with Park Hill for a long time. You want to know the aspect of the Bloods? Boom and Bang was actually probably the one that linked Park Hill to the west side. And they had a fallout because some West Park Hill fools got robbed back in the day. So they took it to the west side and branched the whole west side with Crenshaw Mafia. Crenshaw Mafia do 7, but there was Crenshaw Mafia fractions, and they spread like a wildfire. But like I said, there's not really Inglewood family Bloods. Now, there's a rapper that comes out here, Scrams, and he's tapped in with Park Hill, and he's Inglewood family Bloods. But like I said, there's not really a presence of Inglewood family. I don't know if Inca Boys rush the Sureños in Denver. Inca Boys there's a lot of Incas that don't bang no more, homie. And there's a lot of Incas that, you know what I'm saying, they kind of they're older. A lot of Inca Boys, they kind of just like really do make their money. If there's Incas still out there, you don't really see a presence of the Inca Boys that are like super turned up. A lot of Inca Boys in the penitentiary have become LPPs. So, you know, and I heard that there was a new fraction of Inca Boys, but like I said, man, Inca Boys haven't been really activated in the streets for quite a bit, you know, but there's probably still original Inca Boys that still bang that shit, but there's not no new generation Inca Boys. So let's go to the next one. The homie Tantrum Nose. Hey, you know a homie from 33rd named Ray Love. I did Fat Time. That name actually sounds familiar. Original. I think he's a original Trey, but I don't know him personally. I know Ray Loke from Brick City, but I heard of that name, Ray Love. That name actually rings bells. Like it's a name that I've heard of before. I grew up on Lima, homies. So this video that people are commenting on, it's about when the fools got robbed next door to the apartment and they shot the fool and he died in front of my apartment. That side of town was burnt down, drug all over. Let me see. I left Aurora in 92. This is from clothing right there. It says, I left Aurora in 92, so it looked like I missed a lot because I never heard of Lima Block. Lima Street, you know what I'm saying? Colfax and Lima. And we had a lot of gangs back then too, but not GDs. Now, my whole life, Gangsta Disciples, there was no Gangsta Disciples in the city of Denver. Now, Colorado Springs was where Gangsta Disciples was. You know, that's where the GDs were. Four Corner Hustlers were out there. That's like the Vice Lord fraction. That's your most Crips and Bloods and SA Hoods, as far as I know. Anytime I go back, it's a trip because I moved to the West Coast and Aurora resembles shit going on where I live, except with the snow. Like I said, there's a lot of different aspects. There's a lot of different aspects of Denver. And this is the thing. People always try to compare and contrast. Denver and Aurora always had a West Coast feel. Denver and Aurora always had a feel of the West Coast. That's why a lot of people said a mini LA. But the thing about it is, bro, we're Denver, they're LA. There's the only thing that you can actually compare and contrast is that we have the styles of the West Coast, period. Dickie suits, Chuck Taylors, Cortezes. We don't do Timberlands. We don't do none of that shit. We have just that feel. Our music's more West Coast. A lot of stuff is West Coast, but the neighbor, like even the aspect of the East Side, we bang our own original hoods, our own blocks. We're not gonna follow the Cali hoods like that. Now, Aurora, yes, they have different California hoods, but you can't really compare and contrast because it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't compare. Now, I'll say this. I'm gonna be real with you, and this is one thing I could say. Now, if you're comparing and contrast, this is why there's a misconception sometimes, is because if you compare Cali politics, right, like a lot of people try to, in Denver politics, and then you compare California politics to like Seattle politics, or even California politics to the East Coast and how they do their Bloods and Crips, California to, say in the Midwest and how they do their Bloods and Crips, California to anywhere. Denver, Colorado has a similar feel. Even the politics have a similar feel. They still have the same wars out here. The 60s don't get along with the A-Trays. The 60s don't get along with the Hoovers. You got, you know what I'm saying? You got a feel of Norteños, Sureños don't like each other. We even press in similar manners. We talk. We have the same lingos. So that's why a lot of people say a mini LA, because we have a lot of the same styles. A lot of fools think Denver fools sound like California fools, but there's a big difference also. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's just that. Let's go to the next one. Thank you for that comment. Appreciate it. Aurora between this is from the homie that I just tapped into. Views of a go-getter. He said, and anything between Quebec and Peoria, one big melting pot, and always has been. Used to be off of Willow and Arkin, Ercron, back in the Easy Mart days. Every day was something. That's what I'm saying. Like that part, that aspect right there, even the beginning of Colfax and Yosemite, all the way, all throughout that. Very dangerous territory. And when I say very dangerous territory, now, if you know, a lot of people might not know. It's a war zone in my city right now. I bet shit's going. I bet shit's turned up. If you know about them areas, because you could have a certain neighborhood of Crips and then the next block Bloods. Colfax, deadly block. You'll have Bloods, Crips, all right there, out in the open. Everybody slanging. That little area, all of that, turned up. Melting pot, essays, Crips, Bloods, now GDs. Every different type of gang is all throughout there, and it can get very dangerous. One of the most dangerous bus routes go through that whole sector. The 15 limited. People have died on that bus route because you get on that bus route, you might see somebody that you don't like. You might have to get in some gangster shit. I seen it with my own eyes. 15, it can be a very dangerous bus line. 15 limited. And I'm going to say like this. This is the difference, and no disrespect to anybody. This is the reality. This is the difference between the East and the West. The East, you got fractions of different gangs, the Crips and Bloods. You got both of them fractions on the East, and they both use them bus lines, right? So you're going to have people that's been in constant war run into each other. That's why it's so dangerous on the 15 limited, Colfax, East Colfax, because you have fools that actually have history all throughout there, and they got history where they don't get along. On the West, you have predominantly one gang, and that's the Bloods, right? They don't really have a lot of Crips that they see. Their biggest enemy might be the G's. Now, don't get me wrong, they're activated, but you can't really put it on a level and put it on the playing level of the East when it comes to Bloods and Crips, because the Bloods and Crips in the East, they have history since the 80s, and they've lost a lot of homies from each side. So their hate for each other 10 times more worse than anything, you know what I'm saying, with the Bloods on the West. Now, don't get me wrong, the Bloods on the West, they get it in. They have their shit secure, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that 15 can be wild, bro. It can be hella wild. All right, salute. Let's go to the next one. We're gonna do a couple of these videos, man. We the most hated gang in California. Everyone hates us. I heard they rushed you. I heard that they rushed the Bulldogs on I think it was San Quinn. That's what I heard. All right. We'll go to another one right here. This is another video I did right here. A fight over basketball game. Gets Blood members' teeth knocked out. Oh, I remember this video. Shout out to the homie. It says knocked down over a basketball game. So yeah, the homie user. Let me see what the homie's name is. Oh, Angel Thug. What's up with it, man? Thank you for the comment. Angel Thug knocked out over a basketball game. Now, this is the thing you got to understand about prison. This happened in prison. And I kind of, let me give you the rough draft of the video if you guys ain't watched it. There was a youngster that hit the yard and some shit happened to him. And he used to kick with a lot of the East Side fools. And did you see the new Chinatown Blood video on YouTube? Asian Bloods in Aurora, I never knew. I mean, I heard of that fool a long time ago. My homie Denver made, you know, Asian Bloods, Asian Crips, ABZs, Asian Boy Crips, the Asian Pride Bloods. Yeah, they got their little fraction, but it, you know, that all stems from Cali too. Like in Long Beach, a lot of Asian Crips, Long Beach, Samoan Crips, SOS, you know, so they do got their fractions, definitely. But it's kind of interesting because, you know, I never heard of that shit in Aurora. I heard of ABZ, Asian Boy Crips from Thornton way back in the day. So the fool, he hits the yard and he, you know what I'm saying? He got shot by some fools that were, you know, supposedly be from the East Side. That's what they said. And he converted to being a Blood. Well, when he hit Bent County, he was full-fledged Blood. We started playing a basketball game, and in prison, basketball turns physical. There's a lot of fights over basketball games. Now, I don't know what made him in his right mind want to play with nothing but Crips. And he wanted to play on the opposite of some OG fools. And they get into a physical battle on the basketball court where it turns to fools calling each other names. And he called the OG fool from Crip a bitch in prison. You don't do that. But he didn't know that he called a real life rider that's known to beat fools down. They go back into the unit. They go and get the heads up. The Crip knocks him out and knocks his teeth out. Bow. This fool had his teeth. They were out of his mouth, and that's how he went to the clinic with his teeth. Yeah, so it gets, that basketball ain't no joke, bro. Like, don't play sports because it might get physical in there. Where Chinatown Runner at, it's not run by Bloods. There's Crips, GDs. Them apartments, the X Block, Xenia, bro. When I was over there in 2000, early 2000, you had A-Trays right there, the Phi Deuce Broadways. You had Compton Crips over there. You had some Brick City fools. It was really no Bloods in them apartments, but they did indict the whole X Block though. So you never know. It might have switched. I don't know. Let's go. What would you say the biggest sports are in prison? The biggest sports are in prison: football and basketball. That's what everybody knows. Softball too. They have a softball league in prison. a basketball league in prison. I actually was a champ. We did the basketball thing. I won some championships in basketball, won some tokens. Okay, so this right here, it says, let me see who was advised by the mighty guy. Are you talking dark Skit? His name was Skit from Bloods. He was talking out shit in Sterling. So this dude might have known him before he got his teeth knocked out. Yeah, he's a dark skinned, long hair. He had a phlebotomy bag. He got shot in his stomach, a shit bag. Yeah, he's the one that got his teeth knocked out. This fool said he was actually he was socking up shit in Sterling. So shout out to that fool. You know what I'm saying? I hope his teeth are good though. I hope he got his teeth right. Wearing that. Okay. Big name hoods, Denver Lane Bloods. DLB is one of the most well-known Damu hoods in LA. Also got popular due to Damu Riders music during the 90s. A lot of people think this is a crazy question too. Like a lot of individuals think because it's Denver Lanes, it's from Denver. No, actually, Denver Lanes is a hood from California. Denver Lane, you know, so it don't have really nothing to do with the city of Denver. Somebody asked me, are they from Denver? No, they're from California, Denver Lane. But I haven't really seen a lot of Denver Lanes out here either. Haven't really seen a lot of Denver Lanes out here. If you guys know, have you guys ever heard of Denver Lanes being in Denver? Never really seen too many Denver Lanes out here. I'm a state champ wrestler. I busted my nose playing basketball in prison. Ooh, I was in the penitentiary trying to do them, bro. All right, that's one. Let's go to okay, let's do this one right here. So this one got me a little flack, okay? And this one got me a little flack right here. So I did a video about 25th Street Raiders out of the East Side Denver. And I had some Bronco fans tripping like, fool, there ain't no gang called 25th Street Raiders in Denver. And I started laughing because he was really serious. He was really serious. I said, man, if you don't know, it's not for you. Don't try to analyze a gang called 25th Street Raiders because obviously you're not tapped in the streets. Obviously you don't really know that aspect, so don't even try to figure it out. Represent the Broncos. This does not have nothing to do with the Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. This is a gang that was from East Denver. And yes, they're from 25th and Lawrence, 25th and Arapahoe area. That's what their name was, 25th Street Raiders. The code part about it, to be 100% honest, is the 25th Street Raiders, there was Bronco fans in this gang. Fools tatted with Broncos emblems, logos, big old Bronco tats. And yes, the interesting part is they represented the logo of the Raiders. So you'll have a fool in Broncos with Bronco tats, Bronco down, game day Bronco jerseys, but their gang was called the 25th Street Raiders. Now let's go into some of these comments because there was a couple interesting ones. I was like, damn, homie, chill out. Relax. Why are you tripping on the Raiders? There are hardcore Raider fans from many cities. Yeah. I mean, I can't say we'll get on that. We'll get on to that in another segment, man, because I'll tell you like this. I could Raider hate all night. But you know what I'm saying? You asked me personally, so I kind of, you know what I'm saying? Because I'll get on some Raider hate, Rada. I'll get on some Raider hate. It's Raider hater over here, Rada, and to my Raider homies, salute to y'all. But it's still Raider killer, bro. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go to this question right here. Okay, so this one right here, I didn't even see this one. Chinatown Runner is trash. He's so whooping. So whoop, so whoop, so whoop. Yo, Savage, could you do a video on Federico I'm a Raider fan hater too, bro. Yeah, you have to be. I mean, what's the point? I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't a Raider hater, then you know I deal with the Raider homies. You know what I'm saying? All throughout the year, but when it's Raider week, oh yeah, I'm Raider hating. Don't come to the channel if you a Raider fan and you don't like Raider hating, because I'm gonna Raider hate 98% of the time. Yo, Savage, could you do a video on Federico trade town run Sureños? I never even heard that. I never heard about them when I was living in Denver, and now I live about 15 minutes from Frederick, but I have never seen or heard any activity. Have you guys ever heard of this gang right here? You ever heard of that gang? I never heard of any gangs from Frederick. Have you guys heard of any have you ever heard of any gangs in Frederick, Colorado? Sureños? Nah, bro. I never heard of that. I never seen one in prison. That might be maybe something that they try to start. Well, Frederick, what's out there to bang? Why would they bang out there? It's little as hell. It's little as hell, man. So, see, I said, man, Bronco fans were tripping. Damn. This fool said he came all out. This dude right here, Bronco 94, he said, there's no Fader gang in Denver. It's Bronco gang. I said, it's not a sport thing. It's like the Dark Raiders. It's a gang thing. He said, what you mean, Dark Raiders? See, went over the dude's head. You know what I'm saying? Completely over the dude's head. That's just wild, man. This is from the homie right here. True Talk Entertainment. Shout out to you, bro. He said, California, many hoods use sports team. Yeah, that's 100%. In fact, my family has season tickets, season yard tickets on the 50-yard line, 3 generation. Hey, that's what's up, bro. I wanted season tickets, but I couldn't even get season tickets. It was like 62,000 people ahead of me. And then by the time I wanted to grab them, 15 years down the road, and you know what I'm saying? Too much money for my pockets. I said, damn. So that's a true statement, 100%, my homies. A lot of California teams, a lot of California hoods use the cut. You don't even use colors like everybody thinks they do. They use sports hats. It's not about, yes, colors will always play a part, but a lot of people are identified by sports hats. Rowan 60s, like I said before, the Seattle Mariners, the New York Yankees, the Hoovers, Astros, A-Trey Gangsters. I think they're like the Rangers. You got Paul that use Pittsburgh and Paul that use these. You got gangs that say Riders with the Raiders. You even have gangs that, you know what I'm saying, that represent Steelers, different things, bro. Yes, the color's still a thing, but you would be confused if you went to California and think everybody just represents blue and red. A lot of nowadays, bro, everybody just wears every color. Every color. You'll find Bloods in all blue. You'll find Crips in all red. You know, it's just nobody really color bangs no more like that. And if you think that's what it's all about, color banging, I mean, you're kind of outdated. That's what they say. Family, Samoan family, if you know, you know. That's what's up, Rodas. Well, let's see. What if I take a grenade in the hood? If you take a grenade in the hood, Raider cousin Webback, what you want to do is go into a field. There's a field by, I think, the Platte River, bro, and just there's an open field. You'll get the best sound and just take the clip out of the grenade all by yourself under this bridge where there's no people, and you'll get the best effect, homie. That's what you do. Like, that's the hood, too. Platte River, you got Glowville on the next block right over here, and then you got the east side. But what you want to do to get the best effect is go to the Platte River. There's an open space, and just take the clip out and do it. You got to do it like where the news actually can come and people watch this. Like, That'll be dope, homie. That'll be hella hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? Make a statement, my bro. Let's do it. I'm with you on that right there. I'm 100% with you, my dude. I know. Okay, the homie V8 2004. I know they're from the other side, but can you let the people know about KCB and LGB Colorado original gangs? They were original blood sets. I mentioned this. Old school blood sets. They're not. I mean, there is still a presence, but they're not. They're really not too. You know, they're not like Crenshaw Mafia, 16 blocks at the moment, West Ridge. Like, that's an old school. A lot of them fools are already, like, retired, bro. Old school. KCB and LGBs, a lot of them are retired. Like, you're not going to really see too many of them fools out there. Majority, everybody, bro. I say Crenshaw Mafia. Everybody wants to be Crenshaw Mafia. Let me see. Mighty Guy. Shout out to the homie Mighty Guy for another one. The fact that OG gangs were strong at one time, then died out, is mind-blowing. Incas were just like that. Yeah, I mean, but then this is one of the main reasons, to be honest, Inca boys, they were like an active hood that went to war with many hoods. They had a lot of baggage on their neck because there were one hood that had beef with many hoods. And when you go through beef and you have fools dying and, you know, penitentiary plays a situation, GKIs, their main rivals, started accumulating numbers on them yards. So it was hard for the Inca boys to actually keep the number game up. And they didn't put on a lot of individuals. It was their majority of their family, bro. They kind of just, you know, the number gang kind of weeded them out. And, you know, that's kind of what that I've seen Sureño. Yeah, so that's another thing is people think that Sureños is only blue rags, blue flagging. Yes, a lot of Sureño hoods are going to represent the blue, but there's Sureño hoods, and from what I know now, there's Sureño hoods that actually wore red before the Norteños wore red in California. There's actual Sureño hoods in Cali, and this is mind-blowing to me, but I've networked with a lot of people from different aspects. There's a lot of Sureño cliques that represent red rags, red flags. It's crazy to me because this is the thing. I don't think there's one Norteño hood that ever will represent blue rags. So, you know, I asked the Sureños, why did you have cliques that represent the red rag? And they said that they were, you know, there was cliques for years before Norteños even started identifying with the red rag. Now, that's kind of mind-blowing. You know, everybody automatically assumes Sureños are just straight blue rags. So this is the homie Alo Martinez. I've been hearing around the east side lately about Trey Deuce and Trey's going at it right now. You heard anything? So the thing about it is, bro, you're always going to have, this is the homie Martinez, you're always going to have in-house east side conflicts, but it's nothing that don't get squashed because they're too close. They're too close in the hood, and a lot of them fools grew up. So when you say the Trey Deuces and the Treys are going at it, I mean, there's a lot of people that will say not the whole hoods are going at it. It's personal beef, individual beefs. You know, I don't think they're just an all-out war, because on the yards a lot of the time, you know, when it comes to the east side, everybody knows the east side got a big baggage on their neck, so they have to stick together. All east side has to stick together because a lot of Denver hoods out here don't like the east side. And that's how the east side would rather have it, you know? So this is an interesting comment from the OG homie. Even to this day, 25th Street OGs fuck with all east side hoods, from ESGs to the Odis to the Crips. That's interesting because I'm gonna be 100% real with you, and this is before my time. And I heard this a lot. So, you know, this is the breakdown I heard from an OG fool about the 25th Street Raiders, right? The 25th Street Raiders at one time was actually gonna be down with Compton Crips. The fool Ponytail, he had ties with some fool peon from 25th Street Raiders, and they were actually going to be a branch off of Compton Crip Riders, but they said we're not going to be from the west side, we're going to be from the east side, and that's kind of how that formed. Now, like I said, if you take the A out of Raiders, it spells Riders, so they adapted in magnetic to the Raiders logo. And that's kind of interesting. That's some interesting knowledge, you know. At one time they messed with the Compton Crip Riders. See, and this is from the homie. You guys can see it's a long message. So it says 25th Street Raiders is allies with 2700 block BC Brick City Crippin. I probably the OGs definitely, but I never really kicked with anybody from 25th Street Raiders like that. My generation, and the Compton Crip Riders from the start. OG Ponytail, Dexter Lewis helped create 25th Street Raiders because the homies 25th Street Raiders wouldn't bang West Side Compton Crip. They kept it East Side torch lit. But my homie Ponytail 25th Street, Peon 25th Street OG, PT, CIP to CCR, our cousin Brad 25th is from 25th Street Raiders. So that's a lot of history right there. Just one question. Okay, so this is another question too. Most cats that grew up on 25th became 27th Street. ESG, I think he's talking about ESGs though. Most of the 25th Street Raiders eventually became 2700 ESGs. Shout out to the 25th. Okay, shout out to my homie Bobby. So this is the homie right here. Bix Vince. Shout out to the homie. He's giving love. So is that why they came out with the thing called Bronco Gang? Nah, that don't have nothing. That the homie. So there's a Bronco Gang, and that's the Math Fanatic. He does music for the Broncos. The homie Luke Skywalker. He asked, is that the reason why they came out with the Bronco Gang? Nah, the Bronco Gang is just the fans, bro. It didn't have nothing to do with gangs. Gang calls himself Raider Gang. See, and this is another Bronco fan. He was kind of irritated too to hear what. Wait, a gang in Denver calls himself Raiders Gang. What has the world came to where a group in Denver calls herself Raider anything? And it's interesting because we hear that, but like I said, like a lot of sports aspect, bro, was magnetic into the gang life. So a lot of people use sports as gang representation. You know, times have changed. I'm only used to the shaved head, bald, broken English Sureños. He said. He said he's only used to that. You went back in history with this one. You ever heard of Nas Gang? I've heard of them. I don't know too much about them. So we'll do one more video, man. I hope everybody's blessed. Mile High salute. The Trey Treys and Trey Deuces ain't going at it. It's all love. Like I said, it's too close for comfort. Fools grew up with each other. There's no war between Trey Deuce and Trey. Yes, you have there. It's always been like that. That's not nothing new though. Fools will get the heads up in the hood, and you know, some fools will try to make it bigger than it is, but you know, prevailing heads come together and they grew up with each other. It's just an East Side thing. So we'll go. Let me see. What do you think about the new Colorado gangs? To be honest, bro, I'm such an old school soul, homie, that if you ain't, you know, this is the thing, and this is real. This is how I really feel about it. Savage said, if you ain't really getting out there with these, chunking them, showing that you have them skills, and even if you lose, you still get out there with these. This is from that old school mentality. I don't respect fools that just think it's just cool to kill everybody, because suckers kill, bro. Everybody that talks about bodying and, you know, body count, bro, there's many fools that are soft as hell that'll kill. That doesn't tell anything. The real riders I respect are from the old school generation, the fighters, fools that you knew could get out there and handle their business, and even the riders that might lose a fight, still got to respect them fools. You still get that name like that fool. He might lose, but he's still gonna fight you. That's what I respect. I don't respect everybody that talks about killing, and that's what they think you're based off of. Like, that's what they think a gangster's based off of. 2024, 23. I say like this is not the generation to even try to gangbang, bro, because it's the generation of snitches. Everybody snitching. And then, to be honest, this is the generation of softness, bro. So you want to be known as getting put on a hood in this generation? You got the woke over here. Everybody soft. Nobody fights. There's no gangsters, no real gangsters teaching. No kids want to listen to OGs. So it's just like, it's just watered down, bro. To be honest, I'm gonna be real. That's 100%. That's just watered down. What new gangs in Colorado? There's a lot of new gangs. You got PAs. These are all cliques, though. I mean, they act like gangs. A lot of tagging crews that act like gangs. RGKs and KODs and WCMs and you know what I'm saying? PHKs and LPKs, ATCs, and you know what I'm saying? Like these are little crews, bro, that really are shooting over tags. And yeah, I respect that. And that John, man, just the young fools wild in Denver. Yeah, bro, wild. And that's the thing, bro. They don't really understand. See, this is the thing. They don't understand what they're doing because they don't really respect the older homies no more. The older homies ain't teaching no more. The youngsters don't want to listen to the older homies. And if you get physically with your younger homies and violate them for not listening, they're going to disappear. They'll shoot the older homies for disciplining them. We grew up off of disciplines, bro. That's another thing. We were breeded different. The older homies would sock us up and we would be cool with the love taps, bro. You're teaching the younger homies. Nowadays, you do that to any of the younger homies, they gonna shoot you. Because nobody wants that. I took an L. Nobody wants that shit. I took an L. Nobody wants that on their resume. And to me, I think if you go in and handle your business, you get more respect than, you know what I'm saying, just shooting people. Like, come on, bro. That shit is just, that's depressing. That makes me, as a person that been doing this forever, that makes me really rethink a lot of shit. Like, bro, and especially a person like me, bro, you say, like there's trophies, there's people that respect it, bro. I get killed from a sucker that just ain't really about that life. He just had a pistol at the time. It's like, damn, I got killed by a sucker, homie, because I'm the type that still to this day, I'll get physical, I'll fight. And these young fools ain't going to give no heads up. These young fools, even the older fools nowadays, everybody's pistoled down. I ain't heard of any new crews in Denver. No disrespect, but when a crew had a name, we heard about it. That's what I'm saying, Rada. And you are absolutely right about that. I can't argue. Now that feeds into my point. These crews that you haven't even heard about, those are the fools that will try to get stripes off of killing somebody. So now the real ones will die at the hands of all these suckers. And it's like, damn, he died from a straight weenie. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is like ridiculous, bro. To be honest, that shit is crazy. So let's go to this. Let's go to another one real quick. Great video, dog. They were back in those days on. Great video, dog. They were back in those days of Curtis Park Boys. Yeah, so that's another gang that people always bring up. So I don't and I try if I know a little bit about the gang in the hood, I'll mention them, bro, and I'll try to get some rundown. But like, I'm not a cyclopedia for every single gang in Denver. I've heard of the Curtis Park Boys, and the Curtis Park Boys were the original gente OGs, Mexican OGs. Curtis Park Boys, a lot of old school, respectable East Side Mexican foods, writers. And my dad actually knew and was a part of that movement. And they got it in. Those were the respectable foods. Most older G's ain't squabbing either, cuz. Wow, yeah, because nobody's squabbing, right? Wow, this is the thing: is a gangster, a thug is really, when I hear thug, a lot of times it's just a cutthroat fool that gets money by any means. Thug life, it not necessarily in a gang, just a thug, homie, just like straight thugged out. A gangster is an individual like original gangster individuals that, you know, generational OG fools that are live a gangster life. Not necessarily has to do with gang banging, just like gang member, a member of a gang, not really a gang banger, an active fool that's banging. Like it's there's separation between a lot of the words, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. We'll do one more video. Hey, what's up with it? Salute. Thank you for that question. I think, you know what I'm saying? A menace, just a fool that's terrorizing. But a lot of people get a misconception of like words. A lot of people have told me, you know, like Nipsey Hussle was a gang banger. No, Nipsey Hussle was a gang member that was making a change. He definitely wasn't a gang banger. He didn't bang like that, you know. All right, let's go. What's the most reckless crew or gang from Colorado in generation? So I would have to say in my like, but then there's levels to that too, because you have shooter hoods, you got gladiator hoods, you got troublemaking hoods. I would have to say, but every hood has different aspects and levels too, bro. So in the East Side, let's just take it by every hood aspect, right? The East Side, I would have to say, probably when it comes to like the serious aspect of warfare, I would have to say when I was growing up, the Odies had a reputation. They did not fight, but they did not fight. Them fools was coming back, yisto down. And if you get into it with the Odies, you better be ready for the gunplay. Odies were out there tripping like that. Now, Crips, they just beat up everybody. In the East Side, they just beat up everything moving. Like that was one thing. That's why there's a thing called roller coaster. There's a saying called the roller coaster. And one rule of East Side cripping, one goes, we all go. You are not making it out of the East Side. So when it comes to different aspects of activities, yeah, they was going crazy on the West Side. I would have to say, the G's and the Bloods, they got their own little rowdiness on a scale to tens. You know what I'm saying? They're both rowdy aspects, you know. Reckless means Millennium headlines. 211 in Colorado is reckless. No, I feel that. Yeah, they get it in, but they don't have a street presence out here. They don't have a real street presence. That's just a prison thing, you know. But I feel you. I feel it. Box State Business, what's up with it, man? Nah. Well, and see, and that's the aspect too, because it's like you had you had one hood in that had recognition, right? From the West Side. One West Side Denver Crip hood that really has in the West Side a history of really getting active, surrounded by all enemies, and that's OGC's original gangster Crips from the West Side. And they probably in the West Side probably have the biggest name when it comes to getting active because they beef with all the West Side. Like, they had a house in the middle of the Bloods, had a house in the middle of the Bloods turf. And to be honest, they were trooping, bro. I was kind of like, damn, okay, I see you little fools. I got a lot of some partners from OGC's original Gangsta Crip. And they were probably like the north side OGCs, and then they have the west side OGCs. And a lot of the west side OGCs were turned up, definitely turned up. But that's probably like the only west side Crip hood. And I know there's other ones that try to pop up, but they kind of just like died out. But that was one to this day that they still have numbers and they still politic. 211 kicked up some dust in Colorado. Most definitely. I'm not saying not, but when you talk to like 211, some of the members, a lot of them fools will say, hey, we're just kind of a prison thing. Yes. And the fool that killed the warden, he wasn't from 211, though. And that's like a lot of people hear that story and think he was 211. He wasn't even a member of 211. He owed them some love. He got killed in Texas. CPG, what up with him? Oh damn, what am I doing? I just got see, man. We conversating tonight, relaxing, bro. Talk about some Denver Metro. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Let's go to one more, and then I'm probably gonna tap out for the night. I'm glad y'all pulled up, man. Damn, see? Okay, so let's talk about that. And I'm gonna actually get on this, but let's talk about that right there. Original 211 members was from some off-brand blood hood too. So I've heard that before. I've actually heard that before. A lot of them fools were white fools that used to bang bloods, and they got in prison, and they turned into the 211 aspect. Now, see, I have a different feel about different things because this is the thing, bro. Like, how do you, and maybe a person could answer this question, how do you bang something pretty much your whole upbringing? And this is what you bang. And if you're in the trenches, you're accumulating enemies. You got history. You got dead homies that died for the gang and everything around you, your family. And then you go to the penitentiary, and even with everything that's going to be held on your neck, you're going to be responsible. You're going to have a target on your back. But you know what you signed up for. You know what comes with territorial gang banging. How do you go to the yard and you just become something else that you're not? That's not you. You just go to the yard and you just become something you're not. I never understood that shit. Never understood that shit. And I'm gonna be real with you. This is 100% real with you too. And this is real talk. As a Mexicano Spanish Crip, right? I had Mexican Crips and white Crips have it harder than Mexican Bloods and white Bloods in DOC. We have a bigger target on our back because a lot of times when it comes to cripping, it's looked 10 times more as a black organization than a lot of the Bloods. A lot of people, they tend to kind of on a spectrum, you're more allowed to be a white Mexican Blood than a white Mexican Crip. You got way more target on your back than being a Mexican or a white Crip. I just never understood it because even with all that shit, I got to the yard and never flipped on the organization. Held my 10 toes down, and every yard I was on, I was pressing lines for what I believed in, what I politicked. I never could understand that. And yes, and this is another thing is too, because when you hit the yard, a lot of the black homies, a lot of the black Crips they're not just going to accept you with cripping, right? They're not going to open arms to you. You got to really put in work and handle your business to even have somebody actually, you know what I'm saying, fuck with you on that level. Now, I seen Bloods hit the yard and they get embraced right away. Mexicans and white Bloods, they'll get embraced. That's not how cripping is, bro. So off of my experiences, I could never ever see that and respect that shit. But to each its own, bro. To each its own. You know? Let me see. What are we? I don't even know where I'm at right now. I've been seeing tag-ins in Denver that say NSK, and nobody knows what that means. I mean, it kind of the initials are the initials is making statements, bro. I don't know what it is I've been seeing too. I only knew the 211s as white boys only. Am I wrong? Nah, they used to bang. They, like the homie said, like they used to be a part of the Bloods. They used to say they were Bloods. But see, and my thing is like this. I feel a lot of and this is what I tell even the white homies that I knew and that I was from the hood or whatever. You are gonna have a bigger target on your back 100% because you're white. They're not gonna accept that. But who are you inside? Was you banging for the acceptance, or was you banging because this is what you was? They do get that target on their back. But I know white Crips, and that's what I'm saying is like there's no excuse because I know white Crips that are in the system that how their shit 100, stand on their own 10s, and they're still on the yards walking with, and ain't nobody putting their life in danger because they handle their business. And that's more respectable to me than going to the yard and because somebody said, oh, it's scary and this, and it's like, you got to be down with this. Like, bro, I don't know, bro. I just can't come to the reality to respect that shit, bro. That shit's kind of crazy to me, bro. Am I wrong for that? You know what I'm saying? Especially race riot. Hey, Seb, you have any good stories with Muslims in the yard? Nah, I like you got like big like Josh. Check it out. When I'm on the yard and I'm politicking, I don't fuck with anybody but Crips. There's no need for me to try to be cool with the Bloods and the Odies and Muslims and Sudanos. There's no reason for me to try to have any personal relationships, and I stay in my lane, and it's all about my politics. Because if a war pops off, I don't want to feel like I have to go the other way when it's time for combat, bro. Like, and I already know how people viewed me, so there was no reason to try to be cool with anybody, be friends with anybody. If you wasn't cripping and you wasn't the circle I mess with, and you know, I didn't have nothing for you. That's just how I had to ride. There was no reason for me to try to be friends with everybody. That's why when the Denver car hit and they were trying to have me ride with the Denver car, I asked specifically, who rides with the Denver car? And they had Odies in there. They had Chicano Bloods. They had ESGs. They had, you know, different fools that they don't like Crips. So I said, nah, bro, I would never ride with that shit because I already know how you guys feel about me. And if we go to war, I don't want to be in a predicament where I'm cool with you and I feel like I can't get at you if some shit pop off. That's how I see it. That's how I always seen it. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I'm a Christian, bro. Like, I'd read out the Bible, and there's more. It's politics that wise too. It's really like it's pretty crazy, homie. To be honest. So my birthday is on. What's up, man? Happy birthday, Gilly. What's good with you, bro? Mall high salute to you, bro. So yeah, that was kind of how Sevlo conducted myself, bro. I didn't go out disrespecting people, but I couldn't just be friends with everybody because I had a target on my back. I had to be ready at all times. You get too close to people in prison, now they trying to play you close. I couldn't afford that shit. So, that's kind of how I had to move in the penitentiary. Plus, I wrote the politics like front line, bro. So I was kind of like I had heavy baggage on my neck. Definitely. I'm a Native American Muslim, Colorado native, married into the family. I like your channel, bro. Mile high salute. Yeah, I mess with everybody, bro. Now I'm not really, I don't really ride, you know what I'm saying? I'm not programming out here, bro. I kind of just try to just do good, and I got respect for everybody's views and different things, man. I don't know if you ever heard of More Science. I remember one of the homies tried to tell me to go to the More Science, but that was more for like Black Panthers or something. I'm in the lanes making money. Let's go, bro. Shout out to you, Rada. Let's go, man. It's good to see you around, bro. I ain't seen you in a minute. All right, let's get to these last little comments, and I'm probably gonna tap out. Let's see, the homie. Who's this from? Crazy Deuce. What's up, Rada? Thank you for the comment. He said, why do most all wars start off by backstabbing? It's like play the position right. It will play out how it's supposed to. This is the thing, man. The streets are scandalous, bro. We think the streets are about loyalty. Everybody in the streets is trying to get that ultimate goal, right? Become the top dog. Everybody in the streets has ulterior motive, bro. So everybody backstabs. Majority of people start backstabbing each other. You know what I'm saying? Majority of people backstab each other because there's not a code of loyalty no more, homie. The loyalty aspect is not there no more, bro. Nobody knows loyalty no more, bro. People are out here killing their bestest friend over some money. That's why. Nobody playing their position, because once somebody feels like somebody is doing better than them, then feelings start getting involved. And then there's hatred and envy. For real, man. We grew up off of loyalty. And I'm going to tell you like this, me being a loyal person, I've got myself in a wreck for being loyal, bro, to people that were never loyal to me. So it's hard nowadays to be loyal for people to expect loyalty, and that's why. You know what I'm saying? There's no code to that shit. The homie, let's see who's this. Catleaf. He said Chicky 30s used to smash them Odies. There's a big history, bro, between the Odies and the Chicky 30s. I don't think. See, this is the thing. People say, these fools smashed these fools. If you took a casualty from gang violence and gang warfare, I don't think you can say you won the war. You might have won the battle, but if you got dead homies from the enemies, you didn't really win the war. Hey, what's up, Maul Hype Minute? What's up with you, man? Salute, salute, salute. What's good with everybody, man? Let's go. Whilst they've been, hope all is well. Yeah, I've been working these 12-hour days, my Brody. 12-hour days. Fuck is loyal to the money. That's it. Hey, views to get a go getter. That's it. Fools will sell their soul for some bread. That's all they're loyalty to. That's it. Did you see the food community list? Nah, I haven't really got to be on YouTube lately, bro. They took my shit, gave me a strike, and I got jumped into this new gig for work. And it's been like 12-hour days. So this is like the first time I've actually been able to do a whole live. I haven't even been able to upload no content, man. But thank you for pulling up, bro. I'll have to go check it out. What channel is it off of? Sev Mac. That fool says Sev Mac. I could respect you keeping it 100. Most fools would act like they would act like they was bulletproof, knowing they would have did the same thing. You know what? And that's the truth, bro. Like when I tell stories, bro, I'm gonna tell you stories about losses, and I'm only human, bro. And if you sit there and say that if you were in the trenches, you never felt like your life was on that line again took, and you were like, damn, this might be it, I have to call bullshit. You know what I'm saying? In that life, bro, there's times when you think this might be the last straw. Your life might get took. And I've been in so much warfare that there's been multiple occasions where I'm like, damn, I'm slipping, bro. So for me to act bulletproof, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna paint a picture like I just bulletproof. I knew some Odies in Thorin. Never really seen them tripping though. Yeah, I mean, Odies in Thorin, Chickies in Thorin. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they're tripping out there. Let's see. I was talking with an old lady nurse today. She said this generation is worse. She said kids these days don't get whooped with a belt. I mean, I got whooped with a belt, and it actually got me right. It got me right, man. That punishment, I didn't want to get. Man, we need to. I can't say. I don't want YouTube to ban me again. So you know what I'm saying. But them ass whoopings taught me a lot. It's in my community post, but the food community is a pretty big page on YouTube and Instagram. They posted they top 5 Latino rappers from Denver. Basically, I have to go check them out. I'm gonna have to go check them fools out, Rada. Yeah, I definitely gonna go check them out. That's what they're called. Food community post. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go check them out. Definitely. Damn, this fool wrote me a whole. Okay, so look at this big old comment. He wrote me a whole story. Damn. So basically, going through this fool's comment, you're lying, Curtis. So basically, he's just running down how the Odies and the Crips were actually linked up at one time. So yeah, I already went over that story. Good one. All right. But yeah, man, I hope everybody's blessed. Mile high salute, man. I apologize for not uploading some content. I try to do this live. I guess I'll stay on here for a couple more minutes. If you guys have any questions, let's go over some questions. I grew up in Thor and the gang I mostly heard of, besides the bikers. Where's the Land King? Hey, so was Thorin City Players? Did you hear about the Thorin City Players out there? These and what Chris Trey Dog City, my homie. So the full chaos, OG chaos from Dog City Crips. The full Kingpin. They actually have relatives that are Odies, and they were never like not a gang that was actually like trooping, but they did get money together, and they didn't have beef at all. They actually, because of the Trey Sevens and Dog City Trey Sevens, they actually they didn't really have no beef. They actually were cordial, but one of the Odies actually got killed, and they blamed it on the Dog City fools, which the fool came over there gloating And that's kind of how them fools like started really tripping with. So let's read over this real quick. He says, "You ain't lying, bro. The block 33rd and Curtis, we used to call it the Garden Block." So my G mom, Lyncha, lived on the corner of 33rd and Curtis, the big red house, and on any given day you had no lie about 10 or so oldies at my grandma's house. So he's basically running down like he's an OG. Chaos is, I don't know if you know who Chaos is, but he's an OG from Dog Cities. Included oldies at my G Moss house, including my cousin Buffs. If you know Buffs, Buff is actually the one that linked the Sureños with the oldies. He's in prison. Lived across the street, and a few other of their peewees lived all around 33rd to Downing Supers. And that was a treacherous block for any loc to go down the street. In the early 90s, before my little fat ass cousin Rigo knew we was fam, he shot at me coming out the alley on Monroe and 33rd because my sis lived on 33rd and Monroe in the back of Downey Supermarket. My little cousin next door to that, another little cousin in AP's at Rapo Projects across from Mitchell Elementary. So the whole area was all oldies. And like you said, they was deep as hell and not playing shit. Any given night, they used to just walk to 30th and Arapahoe and light up the Chickies crib right there in Tremont. From the old live next door, Odie lived next door to Chickie Thomas in the baby's blue crib. But before that, the homie Dempsey and Gammo and all them used to be over there barbecuing. It was dangerous in them days. I used to be on the block, and I ain't gonna lie, at night, boom. Yeah, that's just crazy, man. But it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? And then that shit all went to shit, and they started tripping. But one side of Thorin was one side was TCP. So I wonder if those were the two biggest neighborhoods over there. That's what's up, man. Oh shit. All right, man. Hey, appreciate everybody tapping in. I'm gonna try to start doing this after work a little bit more because that's when I got a little bit of free time after work. But yeah, we just chilling, man. I got off of work. I said, let me tap in with the homies. I'm probably gonna tap out, get some dinner, relax it down. All high salute to everybody out there. And you know what it is, man. We got football season coming close, training camp, everything. You know what it is. But y'all have a good night. I'm gonna holler at you guys into the next one. You know what it is. Small high salute to the riders, bro. I'm gonna get at y'all.